Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm coming at you with a 2017 Ferrari 488 Spider. This is one of our vehicle partners. They brought it to us and they're gonna have us rent it out. So I'm gonna do a little walk around, and then later I'm gonna do a little driving test, and then we're gonna talk about some of the specs and just kind of what they can make in general on the Turo app. This one's cool. It's a white on red, so it has a white exterior. Amazing color. I mean, looks really good. And then it has the red interior, all red, black and red carpets. Looks good. Thing I like about this one is it has the glass back, so you can see the engine from the back. So one way to tell that it's Ferrari 488 and not a 458, or at least one way that I tell, or a couple ways I guess, is it has this little air intake piece here on the side, on both sides. Kind of has like a little splitter in it too. And then there's a little crease, two little creases for venting right there in the front. And then the front bottom of the grille, you can tell with these two lines here, kind of gives a specific look to the 488. So since it's a 488 and the engine's here in the back, they made good use of the space in the front. Let's take a little peek, or as they call it, the frunk. There's a little button right here that you press here on the door panel. You'll click that and it'll pop open the front. Right here, there's a little red tab that you're gonna pull to the left, and then it'll open up. It's on springs, so you don't have to prop it up or anything. And then there's a nice little space. This is where you're gonna have all your Ferrari stuff. They'll put their bag in there for when you wanna cover it, or I guess your cover. And then there's these little kits for tire and stuff like that if your tires break down. So sitting in the Ferrari, you're sitting very, very low. But let's take a look at some of the controls. So first you have your gas button right here, which is how you're gonna pop your gas cap. You have your frunk button right there, which is what I just popped. You have your mirrors, so you can change your mirrors right here, put them up and down for your little side mirrors. You have your control module. This is for all the controls on this little screen here. You can take a look at the car and the performance and stuff like that. You can do a lot of cool things. Your light switch, it's classic. Then you have your steering wheel. Steering wheels on Ferraris, essentially you have everything right in front of you. You have your horns right here on the side, right here where your thumb is. And then you have your turning signals here. You have your lights. You have your suspension button. You have your start stop. And then you have all your different modes. So you have wet mode, sport mode, race mode, CT off, and then ESC off. And then you have your windshield wipers. Oh, the car's not even on. You have your windshield wipers right there. And that's about it for the steering module. And then you have your big paddle shifters here on the sides, which are super nice. They feel really good when you grab them. Next, you have your module for this side, and that's gonna control your radio, your Apple CarPlay, and your maps, I believe. Next is your module for all the temperature gauges. So you have the temperatures for each side, and then you can adjust them all in the middle. It's a little cold start. Hold down the So down here you have your nice little key pouch where your key fits perfectly, and you have all the buttons for your reverse, auto, hazards. You have your window buttons right here, which will put up and down the windows. You have your, this one controls this little window right here. It'll go up and down, and then this is for the top. So all of the controls are pretty much within arm's reach, essentially. Everything's nice and close. Something that's interesting about Ferraris is when you have it in park, you can see that there's no drive button. You can put it in auto, but that changes it from manual to automatic, but there's no like actual drive button. So what you have to do is you take it out of parking brake. So you hold this, you can hear the sound, and then you're gonna pull the paddle shifter up to gear 1. So you can see it went from park to gear 1. And there's no way to like actually put this in park other than pulling the two together. So essentially what you do is you pull both of the levers together, and then you pull the parking brake, and that's how you put it into park, which is super interesting. As you can see, we have it in gear 1 right now. So we're gonna do a little bit of a test drive. I'm gonna put this camera up and we're gonna take it around the block. Starting up a Ferrari 488, the sound just never gets old. It just is so crisp. First thing that you notice in Ferraris is when you put it into gear, you have to use a paddle shifter. So it's in park, essentially, you pull the paddle shifter to put it in gear 1, and that's how you get to start driving. And when you let off the brake, it doesn't just start going. Like Like you can't just, it won't start moving forward. You have to like press the gas a little bit. And most cars, if you let off the brake, it'll start moving forward. But this car is not like that. I think the one thing that I like about Ferrari, my favorite thing, is the sound. I mean, I've driven a lot of cars. I've driven a lot of high-end, loud, good-sounding cars. But the one biggest thing that I like about Ferrari is the sound that they make. It's just unlike any other car. Some people may say otherwise, but they just sound so good. I mean, literally, there's no car even close to, in comparison, that sound as good as this. Let's give it a little bit of gas. It's just instant. The minute you put your foot on the gas, it goes. And the sound, sounds so good. I use my turning signal, which is on the steering wheel, which you won't find in very many cars. If not, I've never seen it on any other car except for a Ferrari. So that's unique for sure. We just had the wheels replaced on this thing. It cost, for 2 wheels, or just the tires, it was $900. We go to discount, we get a really good deal. This isn't endorsed by discount. If you guys want to endorse this, you can. But it costs $900 for the pair, which didn't sound too bad. I mean, we've worked with somebody that had Bentleys, and those cost $500-600 a piece. I guess it depends. Past people, everybody looks. All right, I'm gonna try the horns out. They're on the steering wheel, so your hands are on the steering wheel. It's where your thumbs are. Check this out. It's on the left and right side. It's pretty weird. I mean, it's not something that's in any other car that I've seen. And so another thing about Ferraris is when you're driving, it'll show the, I don't know what it's called, but on the top of the steering wheel, there's red dots. It'll show how far in RPMs you're going. So like, if you're starting red line, like the bars will go up to the end of it, and it'll show that you're like redlining the car essentially. Just finished up the driving portion on the 488. Super cool car. Really like it. I think overall looks good, drives good, it sounds good, it feels good. Amazing car. The only question is this something you spend $300,000 to $350,000 on? What do you think? Comment below. Comment your thoughts. Thanks again for watching another video. I'll see you in the next one.